it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
He's stealing away. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Kraft shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
All right. Happy Monday, Buckeye fans. Here we go. Brand new week. I'm Timmy Hall. Rhyme time is on the desk. I'm going to talk about his college football coach the start of the next hour.
I bet he can't wait.
Already teasing ahead to the college football pulse. Yeah, newsflash, Belichick acting a little bit crazy right now. But that's later. That's later on. Austin Ward is here tonight, our Buckeye expert. It's good to see you, Austin. How are things?
They're awesome, Timmy, and it's great to be with you. Kicking off a week, had all the draft coverage and everything going on. We got Ryan Day tomorrow with a little late April update, post-spring camp, post-transfer portal, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
So it's all happening, man.
Just a little bit of how we doing with our football team. Gotta love. There we go. Clap them in. Love the late April, early May Ryan Day press conference. Send us into summertime. Send us into the off-season programs. Then we reconvene. But we'll have a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of fun talking about.
I like when he just drops in like random news. Just think about the summer Caleb Downs is working at running back thing. Like, thank you for the extra content.
Yeah, right. We need to bring that back up.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we?
It's about that time.
I want more Caleb Downs dreams about him being a two-way player. If Travis Hunter was able to do it, you're telling me that Caleb Downs is not a talented enough football player to go and do that? Come on, give me a break.
I think we know he's talented enough.
He just
it's how much risk do you want to take?
You just don't really do it. But how does a guy like Travis Hunter do it? Like how do you get to that point where you make that a go?
It also depends on how desperate your team is.
It's the Colorado situation where you're trying to make some headlines.
Because here's the equation. I'm sorry that I derailed the show already by talking about this.
By all means. Look, man, it's early on a Monday. We got a whole week of this.
Okay.
There's a lot of different directions where we can go.
Here's the thing about it. Caleb Downs is playing on a team, and that other position that he could play is running back. You had Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson, who are on this list of guys who are now NFL running backs. You didn't need Caleb Downs to supplement your offense. And if you wanted to try him at wide receiver, well, you also had Emeka Egbuka, a first-round NFL draft pick, Jeremiah Smith, who's going to be a first-round draft pick.
You know what? You don't have to bring the logic in here to me about all these other great players that we have.
I mean, could Caleb do it? Yes. But when you say, why did Travis Hunter do that? Because what else was Colorado going to do?
I know. He's at Colorado, and they did get a Buckeye running back out there.
Dallin Hayden.
Dallin Hayden went out there, and he didn't wind up doing a ton as far as what we expected him to do. Because of what he had a good 2 or 3 game stretch here. Was that the end of
potential?
Was that the end of 2022 or 23?
Yeah,
23, right?
Yeah, he got in.
I know he had the Maryland game.
But he was on campus for 2 years.
Right.
And then at Colorado last year. So.
Right. Yeah. No, but this is just one of those cool things that doesn't really happen every so often in sports. Even if you get Caleb Downs on special teams like we saw, I view that as a success. Where we have a skilled player either as wide receiver or defensive back, and he's playing all the time. And then we know that we've got an electrifying punt or kickoff returner. Because I can understand in today's day and game, especially for a program like Ohio State, you don't really want to throw someone out there in one of those types of risk positions because of how vital he is at his base position. But you get to see it, and you get to see a run back too.
And I don't want to be a hypocrite about this because I have been public that I would like to see Caleb Downs on offense because I thought, well, that's a nice way for one of the most talented players in college football to potentially get in the Heisman Trophy race because he could do it. You could put a package of plays in for him. I don't think that you need to do it anywhere near the level of Travis Hunter. No way, shape, or form am I advocating that. But could you get him 10 touches on offense over the course of the year? I think you could. I'd love to see it. But as you said,
10 sounds small, you know?
But it's just
10 sounds like nothing.
You might just see
him
on
the course of a year.
I know. It does sound like nothing. And maybe that's already, that itch has been scratched by doing the punt returns, and he's got a touchdown on his resume there. Maybe that's, the answer. But then you're doing offense, special teams, and defense.
And you said running back too, and I know that's where the logic points to. But again, you're talking about a guy that's so talented. It doesn't even have to be just running the football. I mean, you talk about some of our great running backs in the past. They easily made that transition to being wide receivers. I mean, we had Curtis Samuel, who was a college football running back, and then made the switch to being a full-on wide receiver in the National Football League. And we've had some pretty versatile dudes. I think that goes to show you.
Braxton Miller doing that with quarterback to wide receiver and picking that up, and we can go down the list. But yeah, like, can Caleb Downs do what Travis Hunter did? He definitely can. Should he? We'll have to debate the merits of that some other time.
If only Tim Tebow would have switched positions a little earlier. Just been all.
What could have been?
This could have been that big bruising tight end in the National Football League.
He did try.
Urban would have been touting. I mean, he still touts him. Who's at Urban Meyer's Thanksgiving table? I always would have this conversation.
Wow.
I would add guys to Urban's Thanksgiving table as the years went on. And so far, I got the two guys that have the armchairs. So Urban's not even going to sit at the head of the table because he gets the two heads of the table with the arms on the chairs. Mm-hmm. One of them is Tim Tebow, and he's staring at the other end at John Simon.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the two guys that have the armchairs.
That's a great one.
And then the rest of the table gets filled out. JT Barrett, of course, is at this table. I mean, Terry McLaurin is at this table.
You'd have a lot of 2012 guys at that table, honestly. Zach Boren is at that table for sure. Guys who made a huge impact. Think about, the championship run.
Ryan Shazier is at that table.
Jeff Hireman is probably going to be there, lightening the mood a little bit at Urban. It's tough. Like, how big is this table going to be?
I mean,
because he's
got a big house, right?
Yeah.
I think you can get no more than 10 guys. More than 10 guys at this table.
But you also have
keep it relatively select.
Like, our Gainesville guys coming in, our Salt Lake City guys invited, because Alex Smith would want to.
Well, yeah.
I
started this with Tim Tebow, right? So yeah, Alex Smith, he's got to be high up on that list.
He's got to be there.
He had they had a receiver on that Utah team that obviously they had a couple of good receivers because Alex Smith had a really good season. I can't think of what the name was. I know Steve Smith was way before that. He was a Utah guy too, but that was well before Urban got there.
Yeah,
doggone it. This is a guy. This is a great guy. I'd do anything for him. He could marry my daughter.
Not good, great.
Great. It's great guy, great heart, great family. Those are the guys. And I think this 2024 class had a lot of dudes like that. That would be like Cody Simon. Cody Simon's an Urban Meyer Thanksgiving table type of guy.
Well, Urban missed the boat. He's going to Ryan Day's Thanksgiving dinner.
He's going to be at Ryan Day's Thanksgiving
And really,
table.
when you run down this list of guys that were selected over the weekend in the NFL draft, I mean, they're all going to be earning invites, I think, to somebody's Thanksgiving dinner, or they should.
I think so.
Like, just an incredible group. And, not only do they get their national championship ring, but then they get to cap it with a fun weekend for all of them. Even, they got to 14. You and I were talking on Thursday night on the Buckeye Show right before the draft. How many are they going to get picked on Thursday night? How many overall? They fell a little bit short. I thought they could, sneak in a bonus one past 14. Josh Fryer got the undrafted free agent deal. G. Scott got the undrafted free agent deal. And Seth McLaughlin,
That's kind of how it goes, right?
Yeah.
They
can't all go, but
just runs out of gas.
But they all are going to get that opportunity that we always talk about. As long as you get a chance to sign a contract or hear your name called, either one, you just need that next opportunity, and a lot of them got it.
Speaking of Thanksgiving, this last one, we did not prep the turkey this year. We left that in the hands of someone else, and it was one of the great decisions.
A little extra sleep.
We've been doing different things for Thanksgiving and saying goodbye to the traditional turkey. I would do a smoked turkey from Honey Baked Ham. Okay. I know it sounds weird because the name is Honey Baked Ham, but they do a pre-sliced smoked turkey. You don't have to do anything. It's delicious. And then we might do a barbecue dinner after that. Ordering a bunch of Jack Stacks.
I think you showed up hungry tonight. Is that the case here?
You still doing turkeys on Thanksgiving?
No, I've never liked turkey on Thanksgiving.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is a popular, growing type of trend. You probably did a ham, didn't you?
Well, I've never actually cooked any of it because I just go over to the in-laws.
Because it's college football season.
So yeah, I'm busy. Like I'll show up and I'll eat and I'll watch a little football in the afternoon, but I'm not cooking.
Did they do a turkey?
They do a turkey.
They do a turkey, and they make it themselves.
They'd love to get up early and do it.
It's tough work.
Or maybe they don't love it, but they do it anyway.
It's tough work, man. That's a labor of love.
Yeah.
To be slaving over that turkey. That's what we found out. We're like, this is 4, 5, 6 hours all day long. I got other things I want to be doing.
Yeah.
I'll concentrate on the side dishes. Let someone else handle the big bird.
I think they pop it in at like 3 or 4 in the morning. It's crazy to me.
John Simon would cook the turkey.
He doesn't sleep at all.
Yeah. He'd deep fry it.
No doubt.
I want to taste it, but I don't want to die. Like I would not.
It's too risky?
I can't do that. What do you see people out there with the giant canisters deep frying those things? Yes.
Deep fried turkeys.
The backyard is on fire. What happened? Oh, we're just cooking dinner. You're dead. Yeah. Sorry. Like
didn't go well.
It happened. Yeah, it just blew it up. All right, while a ton of Buckeyes were going on to the next thing in the NFL, the 2025 roster got a little bit of a boost. We'll share that with you next. Austin is in. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers, we're improving lives, we're reimagining healthcare.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
They're trained. They're fired up. Let's do it. When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get one juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, one original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of sunshine, light winds, and temperatures in the mid-70s on this Monday. Low 60s for your Tuesday morning and a dry start to the day. 10 weather impact alert for Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening with strong to severe thunderstorms possible. Highs in the low 80s. With your 10 weather impact alert forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
College radio done by professionals. This is the Buckeye Show.
Thank you guys for joining us here on a lovely Monday. My goodness, it has been just a phenomenal last few days, really. Austin Ward is with us here tonight. I'm Timmy Hall. Rhyme time is back there. You boys get in anything good this weekend? I know you didn't, Rhymer. I know you were about dead. What happened? We had to get emergency fill-ins both days because Jacob's doing good work. He's a good, clean boy, and he is making his headway on the weekends. That's the proving ground, and you're proving your way up the dial, which is good. And you ought to send Cole some Omaha steaks for helping you out on Saturday morning, right?
Yeah, that was huge. I couldn't really walk Saturday morning. I was very dizzy. Oh, no. Got stuff going on in my ears. My equilibrium's all off. Oh, no.
You had some vertigo?
I think so.
You're getting vertigo just because Roy Williams had it?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah,
You just want to be like old Roy?
Is that the first experience?
to be
like? First time dealing with that? Is it a regular occurrence? Okay. Yeah. I think being on a bachelor party in Atlantic City playing golf in some very cold wind and rain on a
flight back
LPGA course and flight back really messed up with my ears.
Oh, boy. I've never done Atlantic City. All those trips to the Jersey Shore, never taken the hour-long drive.
You love hanging out there.
Wildwood, New Jersey, it's about an hour jaunt up the coast.
You've got
never had a reason to go up there.
You've got your putt-putt championship and the boardwalk out there, and you never swung over to AC.
That's where they do that mini golf crap?
Of course.
It's like isn't that ace or nothing?
I think
you ace or you just move on.
You got to shoot over. Like 18 to win. I also learned that there's a Golden Tee tournament, the video game.
Are you serious?
At like bars you see with the little golf golf ball in it. There was some guys at this restaurant playing it and told us like, we're here for a tournament. And
here for the Golden Tee tournament.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
crazy
you imagine the wind up where these people like almost ruining the machine because you take that roller ball and you take 10 steps back and you sprint towards the machine and boom. I bet people have broken their hands playing that game.
I'll tell you what, I was working up a sweat just doing it. Yeah. That's how, because they were telling me you have to really get into it.
This is going to be bad of me to say, but
let's go.
When I was younger, and much like what Jacob is doing here, learning the ropes, running boards, doing a good job, I was in Kansas City. I was fresh out of college, and I was doing stuff a lot like we have the Ohio State radio network. We were the flagship for KU basketball and KU football. And I had it down to a science where I knew exactly when the local and network breaks were, and I could listen to the men's basketball broadcast, and it was right outside the door. At our station, 610 Sports in Kansas City, we had a Golden Tee machine, and I could play an individual round of 18 holes in between network breaks, or local breaks, I should say, for the ones that I had to fire for the station.
You were worried about revealing that? I think the statute of limitations expired. You're good.
They can't do anything to me anymore. They won't let me near one of those boards. It would all go to hell. I figured it out though, and no one ever knew, and I had my stuff together.
Wow. Awesome.
I was a 67 stroke average on Golden Tee.
It's pretty good. Plus handicap.
Oh yeah. We're in the plus there, Austin.
I couldn't figure out the putting. It was tough. You just blasted at the pin. It goes in.
Jacob,
just like real life too.
Yeah. You have to apply yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to work at it. It's like anything.
I try.
And then the
you were
results
in
will come.
proximity to pros. They could have given you some tips on that.
They were laughing at me for how bad the putting was.
Wow.
I'll tell you who is professionals. That's my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. They are pros in many areas of men's sexual health. When you are dealing with the dreaded acronym ED, Ed is bad in this case. That's erectile dysfunction. If you have it, if you've experienced it, you know that it can be an intimacy destroyer. Research shows that men can draw apart from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The condition can cause stress, anxiety, depression. Even worse, a man's partner can even blame themselves when the ED becomes a problem. Why should she blame herself? Shouldn't blame myself either. It's not my problem.
Nobody should be blamed.
It's just in the air. It's just in the wind. So go to Tri-State Men's Health. They will help you. They've got 2 lovely locations here in Central Ohio. They're all across Ohio as well. And here's the great thing right now. The initial consult is completely free. It's a limited time offer, so do not delay. Schedule it today. You get the TMPSA test if medically advised, a test dose. And like I said, the key word, it is free right now. So deal with your erectile dysfunction. Let Tri-State Men's Health help you. TriStateMen'sHealth.com. So we're talking about the NFL draft things, and we'll get more into it. Adam King will come in here in the next segment. As T-Bone said, it might just be like an atom bomb, and the whole thing will
Well,
just
he
blow
said
up.
he was going to come in, but how many times
exactly
have we been banking on an appearance from the King, and he just no-shows it?
Were you doing the show with me last week when I had him down on the sheet, and just all of a sudden, poof, he vanished. He was out. Oh, I'm doing a story. I'm not here.
That happened a couple times.
And
you said...
he's hanging on by a thread, isn't he?
You said he was done after that one, whatever he was doing.
Well, you know what? He's like a cockroach, and he just keeps coming back.
Well...
He's a nice cockroach. He's a friendly cockroach.
He's
so
delightful.
He's hard to swat away. But I don't know. Maybe I should have said 2026 boost. You tell me, because with what we got cooking on the offensive line, I think they might do well to see another one or two of the tackles step up, because you saw the situation that happened last year at the tackle position. They had to move some things around, and credit to Donovan Jackson after that first game against Penn State. He maybe had a couple issues with Abdul Carter. You know what? That guy could be a generational talent in the NFL. He did quite well for the remainder of that game and the remainder of the season, and look where it got him. It got him drafted in the first round, probably as a guard, but he can play tackle as well. So when I see a guy that didn't really play at West Virginia, but he's a Central Ohio kid, Justin Terry, you're hitting the transfer portal, things you need to do. I don't know if he's going to be one of those guys that would be a top backup right now with what they just brought in at tackle. But either way, you're building for the future. It's a 3-star guy. He played at Pick Central. I like getting someone like this. Justin Terry, so that's the news. And our new offensive line coach, Coach Bowen, he can really recruit. That's one of his definite strong suits. He proved that pretty much in the first week or two he was here.
Yeah, and I think, Justin Fry did a phenomenal job. And Ohio State is not winning a national championship last year without, you mentioned Donovan Jackson moving, but they were dealing with adversity all year long. So the way that he brought along, positional flexibility, moving guys around, dealing with that adversity and getting to the finish line the way that they did, Justin Fry forever gets credit for that. But the knock on him during his tenure, if you wanted to be critical, which is fair, was that the recruiting success wasn't great, or maybe he didn't cast a wide enough net. Justin Terry sort of fits in this boat. He's nearby. He was not a game-changing recruit. He's a 3-star guy. West Virginia was one of the only offers really for him coming out of high school. But
and he didn't play. He redshirted.
He redshirted last year.
So he's got 4 years of eligibility.
4 years of eligibility, but he's also, as you mentioned, Pick Central, you don't really miss. If you take these guys, you know what kind of work ethic you're going to get if they come out of Pickerington.
Coach Lamonaco out there now.
You've got the pipeline. It works. And so if you have a local product like that who's maybe on the fringe, it's not going to necessarily break the bank to bring him in terms of NIL. You're not talking about someone that you need to start or even really be a top backup at this point. I think these are the kind of guys that you looked at where maybe Justin Fry wasn't bringing in enough of them to fill out the depth. And that would be, again, perhaps overly critical because he had enough on hand to get through and beat Notre Dame in the national championship game in January. So that's not to take any of that for granted. But you said Tyler Bowen's got a little bit of different approach. He does. And he's been very aggressive in hitting the ground running. Ohio State was involved with more than one offensive tackle over the weekend. They got one out of the two that they were really talking to. I don't know that the window's entirely closed to go pick up another one or another player or two out of the portal as they work forward. You can't go into it, but you can pull some players out of it. And Justin Terry, I think you talk about somebody who is from down the road, a program that you know well, who has 4 years to develop, went into another Power 4 program and has had a chance to add on some weight and strength and certainly has the physical tools that you would want. That's all positive. He doesn't have to come in and play right away. That's not the expectation here.
Yeah, and they were looking at Jaden Ball for Purdue, and he's going somewhere else. So this was something that fills a need, and it looks towards the future. And everything you said, Pick Central guy, 6'6", 330 pounds. I was thinking about this too as I was thinking about Pick Central. I didn't get out there the last year, maybe even in the last 2 years, but in filling in for Matt Andrews, doing high school football play-by-play has been fun, like throughout my time here. Essentially, I just got too busy to fill in doing some other things. So we had other guys stepping up. Tito, dear God, was doing high school football games this year. But did they not get a new stadium, or is it being built? Are you privy to that?
I don't.
I was doing some quick internet research, but when it's high school sports, I don't know how much to rely on it. Although I know there's probably about 1,000 listeners right now that are huge Pick Central people.
They'll tell us.
Know exactly what's going on. But just like the AI overview told me that they were getting a new football stadium, replacing the old one, which was in use for 50 years.
I know
because their stadium is real. The old one.
Yeah.
Loved it. Like on the tree line there, it just screamed high school football, like classic Americana high school football. Wonder what the vibes are if they're upgrading that or doing something clean, shiny, and new.
I know that they're looking to upgrade the weight room and the facilities as well. So I think it's a comprehensive project and, trying to tap into some of those Pickerington natives who can give back to the program as well.
It's all one of those things, though, where, at least for me, upgrading is nice. Is there a way where you can do both? Like you renovate, but keep the essence?
Well,
like what we could have done with St. John Arena.
That's the balancing act, right?
Doing both.
I think that's what Ross Bjork's trying to figure out with the horseshoe.
Yeah. I think basketball as well. I think he's got to figure it out with both of those facilities.
Just take a bulldozer
environment. To what?
Not St. John.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Leave that one up.
The shot. Yeah. Cut out the practice facility and just move it over, like airlift it over. Yeah. All right. He's been standing at the door.
He's here.
He's standing at the door. Adam King, 10 TV sports anchor. He is going to grace us with his presence. We are all lucky to be alive in this moment right here. Also, 2 teams in the NFL seem to have something figured out more than the rest. That's next in 2 minutes right here. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in. That's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in. That's are us.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Experience Buckeye Game Day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Preseason, midseason, off-season. We keep on rolling. You've got the Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall, Austin Ward. Hey, looky here.
He's
Adam
here.
King, 10 TV sports anchor.
I have entered the building. Well, technically, I work in the building. I've entered this side of the building. Actually, I work in this side of the building. Okay.
You've entered the studio.
I've entered the studio.
I want to talk about something because I mentioned this on the show last week, and I was starting to enjoy it, and we're backsliding now. So people that can watch on YouTube, you guys know all the traditional ways to listen. You can also watch the show on YouTube, and it gets libraried there as well. So if you want to go back and watch the replay, they are there. Now, Adam King is fully suited.
As it should be. The dress code around here.
What we were talking about last week is a lot like some other TV folks in the past. You have started to dress down a little bit when you're not on the air.
You know what it is?
I've seen you wearing a nice Adidas golf hoodie, which I like. I commented on that one. And your Rose Bowl hoodie. You've been, it's almost been stitched into your skin at times. You've been wearing that gray Rose Bowl hoodie so much, but you're fully suited with the tie on right now.
Here's the deal. I have been getting cold. I have been getting cold around. And the jacket.
Getting cold?
Yeah.
It's a hoodie. That's what you put on when you're cold.
That's what I'm saying, Timmy. I take off the sports coat and put on the hoodie. Because I get cold at my desk.
Okay, so why not now?
It was the winter. I'm not cold anymore, Timmy.
But you're wearing your jacket.
Because
you're wearing your sport coat.
I like to look nice. I dress up
for
the
give me
sweet
that
man in the
crap.
booth and for the viewers at home that watch on YouTube TV. This is a job, Timmy. We can't all just wear whatever that is on television, okay? On YouTube. It's ridiculous.
You'd better watch it.
What are you wearing over there? I can't see it.
Am I supposed to wear a suit the next time I go on wall to wall? Because I don't think I even own one.
Austin, whatever he's saying to me, take it in for you too. Because this is like criticism by association.
No, he would never speak to me that way.
And the way he's talking to me, it's the same thing towards you. Just know
Exactly
that.
the same. Did you see?
He's coming at both of us right now.
Did you see what the Commanders did today? They said, we didn't dress nice. We're going to make it look real nice. So there you go, Timmy.
That analogy doesn't make a damn lick of sense. It makes no sense. They're building a new stadium.
And it's beautiful.
Awesome.
And it's beautiful. And it's beautiful.
And you know what people are going to wear into that place?
Suits.
Whatever makes them feel comfortable.
Exclusively suits.
Hoodies and quarter zips.
Jerseys.
And jogger pants.
Yeah,
and shorts and
some
whatever.
Guy, yeah, all 36 of us appreciate that you are wearing a suit. Somebody said in the chat. He said, note the sarcasm, but
that's nice. I don't want to see you in it ever again.
Never again.
When are we going to stop this on the news? How far away are we? Are we going to keep the sense of profession? Austin, what do you think about that? Like the suit wearing on TV. We've seen it kind of in sports go different directions.
I'm okay with my king dressing like a king when the news is on.
No,
but when he shows up at 11 o'clock for a media availability, dressed to the nines, while the rest of us lowly sports reporters and journalists are dressed like I am right now, it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You have to dress for the
Makes
job
you feel
want.
lesser, don't you?
But you already have it.
You have to dress for the job you want.
Oh.
And then once you get the job, you got to keep dressing for the job you want.
We got to evolve sometime, right?
If
the industry agrees on it, then it's not a lack of professionalism.
Timmy,
it's just the way you look and you're comfortable. You look nice, and either way.
I can't stand the sweatshirt on television look or the guy that wears the sports coat with the
Andrew Whitworth bad hoodie under the sport coat.
Now,
He's the guy, right?
I'll say this.
Whit.
Somebody like that can pull it off. He's a former player.
Yeah.
That's fine. He's got a relaxed vibe to him.
He'll kick your ass, too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not Whitworth. I'm not talking about you.
You said he looked like a slob, and he's a bum.
That's not what
I think we have it on tape.
He's right here in the studio,
That's
Mr.
right.
Whitworth.
Craig says, should everyone dress like Bill Belichick in sports? You're right, Craig.
Craig. We're going to talk about that bum at the top of the 7 o'clock.
Are we?
That's a good point he brings up, because I'm not saying you look like that, but I do agree that there's some kind of look.
You took
the tie off. Yeah.
Getting loose.
The poor people just listening on the radio, like, why are they still talking about King's suit? And King's like, he's holding up a tie in his hand. Like, can you see this? People listening on the radio?
Right, yeah.
You people on 270. I'm holding a tie in my left hand.
Tie it around your forehead like Steiner in the SportsCenter commercial. and for all the people watching on YouTube.
Exactly.
So I did mention this, Adam, the Cleveland Browns and the Arizona Cardinals now. These are the two teams that are leading the way in having a lot of Buckeyes.
Mm-hmm.
These two franchises. Of course, the Browns, they picked up Quinshon Judkins in the second round of the NFL draft. Threw some people off. A lot of people thought that Travion Henderson might go there. You can understand with Ford being there in their running back room why they wanted more of the power back with Quinshon Judkins, but that was cool. And then even after the draft, the Arizona Cardinals are still picking guys up. That's where Josh Fryer winds up going. Paris Johnson is there. Marvin Harrison Jr. is there, of course, and others.
And Justin Fry, which is big there.
And Justin Fry. But those two teams leading the way with Buckeyes on their rosters. It's good to see Cleveland doing it because they're in the state of Ohio and they get it. Cincinnati, they're back down to just one, and that's Seth McLaughlin, who I think was a nice pickup for them because they didn't even have to spend a draft pick on him.
I'll tell you this. The Bengals need Buckeyes. I need to get in a room with Zach Taylor. Does he not understand that Buckeyes win football games? I mean, he's letting Will Howard and Jack Sawyer go to the AFC North and not to his team. What are we doing? Jack Sawyer, I will say, he perfectly fits in Pittsburgh. But if not Pittsburgh, he was a Cincinnati Bengal. It had it written all over.
Well, you just lost Sam Hubbard. You've got to replace your Ohio State defensive end.
He seemed like the Sam Hubbard type of replacement, didn't he? But I know what you mean about Jack Sawyer and that black and gold, as painful as that is for Cincinnati Bengal families or even Cleveland Brown families.
He had a Bengals persona. You're trying to build up that defense. Get him on that line and let him go prove himself, the Ohio kid. It's like they had a different Ohio kid that went to Ohio State.
Has that happened before?
It sounds right. I think you're guaranteed to get a scoop and score touchdown out of Ohio State defensive players.
That's the guarantee, right? Mm-hmm. So Cleveland has 7, Arizona has 7. That is a lot of Buckeyes on both of those rosters. Jerome Baker just popped over to the Browns. We talked about that last week, Austin, and that was Baker. Adam King of 10 TV, sports anchor reporters with us here, guys. And last week we were talking about players that just sort of, they're not garnering a ton of headlines, but they encapsulate what Buckeye football and that program is all about in terms of how it prepares you to be a pro. And I used a guy like Noah Brown as my example, as someone who's just getting contract after contract. You cannot kick him out of the NFL. He's just staying. And Austin had a bunch of examples, and Jerome Baker was one of the ones that he pointed to. So I don't know if there's someone like that you think of that pops to the front of your mind.
I mean, there's an easy one, but he was a star in college. But I mean, the fact that Cam Hayward is still just
oh no, he's been around so long we did not think of him.
Yeah, I mean he's
such a star now for the Steelers.
It's just wild. Like when I think of Cam Hayward, he's just a staple of Pittsburgh. And he just gets the job done time and time.
He's a legend.
He's become a legend. And when he left Ohio, I mean, he had a great Ohio State career. He was a star coming out of the Buckeyes, but he wasn't, hey, this dude's going to be in the NFL for 15 years. And I mean, I don't know. I think I'd put Cam Hayward in the Hall of Fame.
Be tough to keep him out when you look at the production.
It's actually going to be close.
Yeah.
Like I can see it too.
I don't think that he was a Hall of Fame discussion guy, and he's turned himself into that.
Yeah, it was late in his career where he started to rack up all pro selections and Pro Bowl selections, and now all of a sudden you look, he's 35 years old. Yeah, 4-time first-team All-Pro, 17, 19, 21, 24, 7 Pro Bowls, Walter Payton Man of the Year. Yeah, there's a good shot.
And it's more
he's got Hall of Fame on him.
It is a bit what you're talking about, Timmy, with the longevity and the preparation that the program gives you to stay in the NFL for a long time. Because it's not a case of like, well, he was 2 or 3 times the NFL Defensive Player of the Year, or he had a stretch where he was in MVP conversations, and that's the part that gets you into the Hall of Fame. This is a different conversation. This is doing it at a high level for a very long, maybe not the absolute highest level of the NFL, but like a top 3 or 4 guy at the position, top 10 guy at the position. To do that over a decade is almost unheard of, and that tends to get you a spot in Canton.
I mean, to start for a defense like the Pittsburgh Steelers for over a decade is just,
it's not easy.
Not easy.
No. There's really, really good players and they have such a high standard on defense. And if you can't meet that high standard, they will find somebody else. They will get rid of you, and they will bring somebody else up. They'll draft, they'll get something done in free agency. They'll do it.
He is the Andrew Whitworth of defensive linemen.
He can wear a hoodie and a jacket.
He can wear whatever he wants.
I think was still banging when he was 40. I believe he got to 40.
There's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, when was he on the Super Bowl team for the Rams?
He played against the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Yep.
Played against his former team, kept them from getting the Super Bowl, and then, boom, out of there. Adam King of 10 TV is in the studio with us. We are brought to you by our friends at CareSource and also by Coors Light. And coming up here, now that the draft is over and done with, we'll take one more look at the biggest holes left by all that talent going into the league. That's next. Austin Ward is here. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Okay, so I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Wendy's has this new Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. And to be honest, I'm kind of crushing hard on this Sammy. It's packed with bold Cajun flavors and topped with crispy onions for a satisfying crunch. All on Wendy's iconic spicy chicken sandwich. It's honestly kind of my dream sandwich. I hope it likes me back. For a sandwich you'll love, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through April 30th, get 4.99 APR financing on a rugged new 25 Tacoma. Excludes TRD Pro and Trail Hunter. Or lease a well-equipped TRD Sport for $369 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick, but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at the Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news, we fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on the Fan all season long. Yay, baseball. Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, which brand of air conditioner is the most energy efficient?
It's the one that's had its outside coils cleaned correctly.
Well, I can wash those off with a garden hose, right?
No.
Why not?
Humidity mixes with dust and pollen to create a microthin film of sticky paste that gets baked onto those hot outside coils.
And that baked-on stuff keeps my coils from releasing their heat into the atmosphere.
Which means your system has to run longer, which uses a lot more energy and it shortens the life of your air conditioner.
Get Eco.
ECO. How do we get that baked-on stuff off?
Remove the exterior shroud, then spray the coils from the inside out with a special eco-friendly solvent.
Can I rinse the solvent off with a garden hose?
Yeah, but only from the inside out.
Or I could just pay Eco to do it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco doesn't take shortcuts. We do it the right way every time.
Get Eco Professional Coil Cleaning for just $468.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tailgating is a state of mind. You are listening to The Buckeye Show.
Monday night on the Buckeye Show. I'm Timmy Hall. He's Austin Ward. Adam King, our sports anchor from 10 TV, is here. I wish you guys could see him on YouTube right now.
Are you two, like, feuding or what? You took off your jacket, and he put on a hoodie with a tie.
Well,
because I'm
I doing here?
I'm hot. I get hot.
If I'm gonna wear a sweatshirt, I'm gonna wear a tie because it's the workplace. So you got to be professional. I don't know what you're wearing over there.
You say to dress for the job you want. I want to be a professional golfer. I'm just hoping if I keep dressing that way.
How's that going?
Not great.
No.
I'm trying. It's not working. I've been trying it for 25 years.
But up here in your mind,
I feel like I'm there.
You're already there.
I think that if you paid me for the rest of my life, if you said every day.
No, I know where you're going, and I don't think it's going to work.
I do.
Yeah, I think you're wrong.
I think so. Here's I'm thinking my future son. My future son, if you're listening.
He's not going to play because you love golf.
No.
So
yes,
he is. To the other thing.
My future son, I'm going to start him. We're going to Tiger Woods this thing. From the moment he's born, he's going to have a golf club. He doesn't have to go to high school. He's just got to swing that golf club every day.
This sounds really healthy and good for him.
Yes.
It sounds good
Timmy
for
already
his psyche.
tried it, and Jack was like, no, I'm done with golf.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but see.
I did the Earl Woods thing. It backfires, man. Newsflash, I didn't do the Earl Woods thing. He just doesn't like it anyway. But you should try it. See how it goes.
Let me tell you something. If Jack had come to me and said, I don't want to play golf anymore, I would have said, your name is Jack after Jack Nicholas.
Right.
Grab the club and get back in the garage.
I name you after the Golden Bear, and you don't want to practice your wedges?
That's
What
ridiculous.
do we do? What are we talking about?
I got home from the course on Sunday afternoon, and Liberty was in the front yard chipping into a net.
Thanks for the call.
You're welcome.
She was chipping?
Yes.
Good girl.
Chipping into the net.
See? Liberty, I respect it.
And she said, Dad, did you win? I said, yeah. And she said, did you bring me home a trophy?
It's Sunday.
So there wasn't one of those
Where's the
today.
trophy?
Yeah. Didn't win a trophy today.
I have
Sorry.
some empty beer cans.
Hey-oh.
Yeah.
Liberty Bibberty.
Well, that was a nice awkward pause.
Yeah, it was perfect.
So back to, did you have anything else, Adam?
I just wanted to say Liberty Bibberty.
You were gonna spend all the money on yourself, and I think that's where you were going.
No, I was gonna. If somebody would just fund my life, and I spent every day from sun up to sundown on the golf course. I think by the time I was 40, I could make it to the Korn Ferry Tour, at least the Korn Ferry.
That's good.
I think
that
was
really,
great radio right there.
It's important to believe in yourself.
Really funny.
You got to have faith,
So maybe someone's out there that wants to fund you.
10 cup moment. If you would like me to be a professional golfer, just shoot me a DM on Twitter.
What if everybody in the city of Columbus just gave you a $20 bill? That's it.
I don't know that I'm becoming a professional golfer. I think I'm just buying a bunch of stuff at that point. That just sounds nice.
Well, then you're not committed to getting on the Korn Ferry Tour.
Honestly, now that you say that, it might be a down payment on a home. That's kind of nice. So
down payment on a home, you just buy it with cash. Everybody in the city gave you $20?
That's like what, $6 million?
Do the math.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Give it a go.
What have we been waiting for? The solution was staring us right in the face.
There it is.
Please don't do that, fine citizens of Columbus. So let's reassess. We're done with the NFL draft. I know we've known the players that have been going in for some time now, but now that it's over and done with, what to you looks like the biggest glaring need for 2025? They're still working on some of this in the transfer portal. I think, you look at Bo Atkinson coming in on the defensive line, but to me, that actually is a spot that pops off the page when you look at their draft selections and the entire starting defensive line got drafted. That tells you how good they were and what those guys were all about. Jack Sawyer, JT Tuimoloau, Ty Hamilton, and Tyleik Williams actually popping into the first round.
That was
good
cool
for him to the Detroit Lions. But that's one of them for me, is that D-line.
I think the fact that Tyleik Williams was a first-round draft pick was a reminder, if anybody needed it, and I'm not thinking that anybody in Columbus really does, how critical he was to the nation's best defense and for the national champions. Tyleik Williams was the way that he rebuilt himself or built himself, however you want to view it, the self-reflection that he made and the commitment to getting better was awesome to watch up close over the last few years, and that paid off for him on Thursday night. but that also makes him even more challenging to replace. And sometimes Ty Hamilton was a little bit underappreciated next to him.
Yeah.
I still think it is that tandem, plus the fact that Hero Kanu left in the transfer portal, that leaves Ohio State not short-handed at the top of the depth chart, because Caden McDonald and Edric Houston are more than capable of being frontline guys for Ohio State. But you just look for the depth there and the way that Ohio State and Larry Johnson would want to rotate. I don't think that they have the number of bodies that they want there. Now, there's a challenge because Jason Moore needs and can step up. Will Smith Jr. can do that. He can step up. Tywan Malone's going to have that opportunity. And I'm not saying that those guys can't do it, but that felt like the number one position that needed to be addressed in the transfer portal, and I'm not thinking that it's going to be.
Adam King from 10 TV, he's hanging out with us. What do you think?
I think this year is really, really interesting. And if I'm a Buckeye fan, this is one that we haven't had in a long time. I think you probably have to go back to maybe CJ's first year starting, but not even then, because I don't think that everything was that new. But I'm not worried about a position. Like, you talk about defensive line, yes, obviously that's number one. I more so just need to see it. Like, I think the linebackers are going to be great, but I want to see it. I think that, the secondary could be the best secondary in the country, but I still need to see it. When I look at the offensive side of the ball, they have one of the best tight end rooms they've had in a long time. The wide receiver room is young, but obviously the best in the country. The running back room, the talent there is great. You just got to see it. So I don't think it's necessary worry. There are times when you're in an offseason and you're like, what is this team going to do at defensive end? What is this team going to do at linebacker? That's not where I am with this team. I just want to see it. And I think where they start and where they end might be one of the most drastic changes in recent memory for Ohio State.
Right, but you're talking about your starting point is a team that you would expect to go 10-2 baseline, and they're trying to get to a point where they can win the national championship.
And I
that's the improvements that they're trying to make throughout this journey.
Exactly. And I think when I say starting point, I still think that they can and probably will beat Texas. But I think the end point is, oh my goodness, all this potential. It just feels like one of the teams with the most potential we've seen in a long time.
Let's not forget how much of a pressure spot that's going to be for the other quarterback that's in that game too.
Yeah. I mean, Arch is supposed to be the greatest man on earth.
I know we're already putting him at number one on next year. I get that, but he is also going into his first big college football game like that.
Yeah.
Against a team that still has Caleb Downs, that still has Sonny Styles, that still has Davison Igbinosun, still has Jermaine Matthews, still has Kenyatta Jackson and Caden Curry and Edric Houston and Caden McDonald.
And a lot of younger
NFL
new
experience.
Reese.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Peyton Pierce
endless.
might get in there, make a play. You don't know.
You don't think with 9 months that Matt Patricia is going to put together something for Texas, who, by the way, the rest of Ohio State's defensive staff just prepared for them in December, or January of this year. Like, there's not going to. I don't think that's a very favorable situation for Arch.
Arch, I'm sick and tired of hearing about you.
You're gonna have to. You got 4 months to go, bud.
That plays right into what I just said. I need to see it from Arch. All I've ever heard is how great Arch is, and like videos.
I'm sick of hearing about how good a team the Russians have.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Screw him.
I saw one play from Arch. Okay, he fumbled the ball, and they didn't call it a fumble.
That's the benefit of having that last name.
That's true.
Staying or going? I could care less.
I'll stay for one more.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Do you like?
Well, he wants to talk about the way Bill Belichick dresses.
Oh, yes. Is that? Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
Talk about Billy Boy
in that interview.
Oh boy! Wow.
I'm in.
Weird
I
guy.
am leaving.
Adam King, weird guy as well. Our friend from 10 TV, Austin, is here. We like we said, Belichick in the news again. Some crazy stuff. Keeping our finger on the college football pulse because he's a college football coach now. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get one juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, one original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Jacob Reimer. 14 Buckeyes heard their names called from over the weekend at the NFL Draft, tying the most they've ever had drafted since 2004. The Cleveland Browns used one of their second-round picks to draft Ohio State running back Quinshon Judkins. Here's how he felt getting to join the other Buckeyes in Cleveland.
It was great. I got to see Denzel when I first got in the building earlier, and just that feeling of being a Buckeye and getting the feeling of just staying home and you don't have to go out of state anywhere else, and just getting to keep making my mark here in the state of Ohio. That's important.
In baseball tonight, the Reds ride a 4-game winning streak into a 4-game homestand against the St. Louis Cardinals. They are currently underway over on 1460 ESPN Columbus, and the Guardians look to snap a 2-game losing skid as they open up a series with the Twins. 2 games in the NBA playoffs tonight, including the Cavs looking to punch their ticket to the Eastern semis with a sweep over the Heat here at 7:30. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan.
It's time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
All right, I've been waiting for this one tonight. Timmy Hall, Austin Ward, and another segment with our friend. He gave us a third one. Man, what a time to be alive. Adam King from 10 TV.
I don't think he gave it to us. He gave it to me.
A lot of the listeners wanted it, so I said I'll stick around.
All right, now this is also, we have to manage this well, because this is also Rhyme Time's segment, our lovely producer. So, Jacob, you set this up. I've got the sound back here, but go ahead and set this up and maybe say something on behalf of your boy, Bill Belichick, because he's your coach now. Although I just want to make sure that you're a good Tar Heel fan and you're not just paying attention to men's basketball and football is just simply an afterthought, because no one needs those. We need full support here.
Okay, I'm doing my best to get locked in.
I support Kansas football, okay?
Right now,
they need the help.
Right now, my guy is Hubert Davis, even though it's not looking all that great. But
Hubert sucks, okay?
We're going to talk about the other guy in Chapel Hill, Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
He appeared in a Sunday morning interview with CBS, and the discussion turned to his girlfriend, Jordan Hudson. Things got a little weird.
Okay, here we go. This is a clip from that interview.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
So, what you just heard her. That was Jordan Hudson.
Sitting at the producer's table.
In the background, just staring.
Headphones on, looking at the monitor, running the whole thing, appearing to be running and being the point guard of the entire situation. Let's listen to one more. This is on their social media game right now.
You joined InstaFace, as you put it. I love that. There's some great pictures of you and Jordan, where you're a fisherman and she's a mermaid. It's charming. It's a different side of you. What's the reaction been like?
What's it been like?
To have these different sort of photos. There's another one where you're doing, I know you're not into meditation or yoga or Pilates. You're balancing Jordan on your feet, and she's doing kind of the Titanic pose.
Yeah, so I'm on some of those social media platforms, but I honestly don't follow them.
Oh my God.
Bill.
Oh God.
Oh, Billy.
Bill, like the part, what was that part in the middle? He can't even, what's it? Here.
What's it like?
What's the reaction been like?
What's it been like?
Cut that out. That's got to be used.
I did cut it out.
Nice.
What's it been like? It's a simple question. We're talking about your relationship, and you look happy. You look like you're having a good time. You are having a good time.
Bill, for the last, 20 years, everybody has been terrified to bug you, and for the last 6 months, you've been on InstaFace. You've been posing with mermaids and having fun for the first time. And you want to know why people are reacting?
Reimer is a huge Tar Heel fan. Are you on any of the message boards? There's been other things where she's been kind of dominating practice, or she's just very present and around all the time. And people are starting to feel a little bit weird by that. And I don't think there's a double standard there. I think if that was a coach's wife that was always around. I mean, she tried to say something about Nick Saban's wife. That's different. Like, you go over to a coach's house and they're going to have like a barbecue before practice season starts or afterwards. No, this is
Nick Saban's
rising.
wife also isn't like 40 years.
She's like a first lady. She's like a first. That's like Barbara Nicholas.
I don't remember her ever going to coach.
No, or she didn't
be
do
on
stuff
the sideline
like that
at practice.
No, she's not doing stuff like that. What are they saying in Chapel Hill about this right now?
I don't look at the message boards for football.
Oh, you're like Bill. You're not looking at social media.
Right? What has it been like?
I've heard that she's covering like his email or sending things.
She's
to her
CC'd on every email. It's crazy.
I find that a little weird. And walking around like she's controlling practice. No,
she's
I'm
24 years old. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing.
She's younger than me.
Who's the starting quarterback? Who's the starting quarterback at North Carolina?
I just know the starting point guard is Seth Trimble.
That's ridiculous. He's not a North Carolina fan. She's 24. There are college football players on that roster that are older than her, and she is like controlling practice. That's a little bit bizarre.
She seems to be controlling every part of Bill Belichick's life, because
we're not talking about that.
Why else would he have agreed to do this interview? Because he was clearly not prepared for it. Did not seem to be engaged in it.
He was dressed like a bum.
He had a whole...
this is Bill Belichick dresses like a bum. Yeah. But I'm saying, picture that version of him.
I think she bought the sweatshirt. She's wearing a Navy sweatshirt over at the producer's desk. She's dressing him shirts. I wonder how in control of everything upstairs Bill Belichick is right now, because he looked like he was fumbling through.
I think that's
this whole situation.
I think that's what everybody's talking about.
I felt
he might be gone.
Worried about that interview. Like at first, I'm like, what is happening? And then halfway through, I'm like, this is a little concerning. Like if I was in the middle of an interview and somebody from off the off the screen was like, we're not talking about that. Be like, I can handle it.
I think I can do this, young lady.
Yeah. Hey, I think
you zip your lips, young lady.
Not only that, but it's Bill Belichick. He spent his entire career saying,
I've got
we're
2
not
hands
talking
full
about
of Super
that.
Bowl rings.
Yeah.
Okay?
We're on to Cincinnati.
I think I can answer a question about a relationship that I've chosen to have.
We're on to Duke.
No, he could have just hit the next question.
Exactly.
What's the reaction been like?
What's it been?
What's it been like?
Oh, Bill. All right. Enough of Bill for the moment. What's next, Reimer?
So Andy Staples of On3 put out his post-spring top 25, and where he has Ohio State at is pretty interesting. I'll start at number 1. That's Texas. Number 2 is Notre Dame. Number 3, Clemson. Number 4, Penn State. And then at number 5, the defending national champions, Ohio State.
Okay. Yeah. I think those are the players right now. Heard a lot about Clemson. A lot of people think that Clemson is primed to make a run after how they finished this last season, quarterback coming back, but ACC.
Klubnik still hasn't proven anything to me.
They'll get there. Yeah.
I think it goes back. We can rerun what I said in the last segment. I mean, I don't care where this Buckeye team is ranked preseason. Would I like them to be ranked 1 or 2 because it would be really cool to have Texas versus Ohio State 1 or 2? Yes. It does not matter. This team, if you look at raw talent, I mean, you could, as a national guy, say, well, they got a lot of questions. And this is a guy that's not inside of every spring practice. I would argue Ohio State is definitely a top 3 team in the country, but if you're a Buckeye fan, don't get upset by this because it genuinely doesn't matter.
Austin, let me ask you this, and Adam King of 10 TV is in the studio. You just heard him talking. Who would definitively be ahead of Ohio State? Them being the reigning champs and everyone else kind of having questions of their own?
I think that's the only part that's annoying me about these preseason projections is like this notion that Texas hasn't lost a ton, which they absolutely did. They've gone out and picked up 4 defensive tackles at least in the transfer portal because their defensive line got decimated. They've lost guys at every position. They lost their starting quarterback as well. I know that Arch Manning is on the
receivers. They've
had to
replace,
had to reload at wide receiver. So there's just this. There seems to be a weird double standard about, well, Texas is fine and they're reloaded and they're ready to go. Ohio State is, I think, in a class of its own in terms of reloading, roster retention, and recruiting.
They didn't lose a single scholarship player.
I mean, it's pretty good what they did in the transfer portal. I think Ohio State and Georgia have that thing really figured out. And Texas is not far behind. I don't mean that as a knock on them or a slight. And I think it's going to be a great game. They are 2 of the most talented rosters in the sport. But this notion that Texas is absolutely number 1 and has the most coming back because of what you said in a segment ago, Adam, like, what has Arch Manning done to actually earn that on the field at this point?
Nothing yet.
He has.
And we get that. We're not. We've obviously hyped guys up too before we've seen them. It's something that big college football programs are going to do when they think they've got generational talents. I understand it, but I'm with you as well, Austin. It's a lot right now.
And I don't mean it to be like, well, Ohio State's got Julian Sayin and Lincoln Keenholz. They're absolutely fine. Like, they still have to go out and prove it too. And I think as we watched them throughout spring, you could tell that was not a finished product yet. But there's just a different perception when it comes to Arch Manning.
Yeah.
And the recruiting ranking differential between Julian Sayin and Arch Manning,
negligible.
Not that dramatic.
But do you know what is different? Is the talent that they're throwing to. And I mean, that's
at least what's proven. And that's
100%.
We've seen it now. And look, we thought what we had with Jeremiah Smith, and I don't think there's ever been more of a actual play matching hype.
Yeah,
than
even
Jeremiah
exceeding
Smith.
it in some ways.
Yeah,
you're exactly right.
I think you're right. I think exceeding it. He could be the best receiver to ever play here.
I think we were nervous that, like, okay, we've overhyped this guy. And then he was like,
but I'll go one better.
Remember when he dropped that screen?
I'll go one better. I don't think people were nervous that they were overhyping him.
That's fair.
Honestly, for the people that I talked,
he got a little bit
I felt
crazy.
Comfortable about it.
The dude hadn't made a catch.
Maybe it's your guy Berm and how comfortable he was, and I bought into it.
We had a conversation. I remember it vividly in June last summer after one of the recruiting camps, and he was saying by October that Jeremiah Smith would be the most famous player in college football, and I was like, let's slow down. He hasn't played a snap yet. But guess what? That's what I mean. He met the standard. He is one of the most famous players in college football, and he did that before October.
All right, that's the College Football Pulse.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Adam King, 10 TV. What's coming up tonight? What are you guys talking about?
We're doing draft.
Post-draft stuff?
Yeah,
anything in particular?
A little bit on the prank calls.
Yeah.
Do you see Kyle McCord got prank called? He was a former Buckeye quarterback here at Columbus.
Yes, I remember him.
Just talking about, what makes Ohio State an elite program that these NFL scouts and GMs have seen. And then, little Buckeye lacrosse on there. And then the big thing, Cavs game 4, trying to close out the series.
Boom, trying to sweep them. They're coming up in about 18 minutes here tonight. They get things tipped off. Thank you very much, Adam. Austin Ward, of course, is here with us tonight. Is Ohio State really finding a sweet spot in this aspect of college football? We'll see how the 25 Buckeyes have it. That's next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, save big on 2-pound packages of fresh, delicious strawberries. They're only $3.99 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams, the agile, get it done teams, the achieve more together teams, and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers, we're improving lives, we're reimagining healthcare.
The Fan has been ranked as the second best sports station in America by our industry peers. Our heartfelt thank you is in order. But we're not doing it because we're better than that hillbilly Birmingham station that came in first. Thanks for nothing.
Looking for a very special way to commemorate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State football history? Then check out the beautiful Ohio State timepieces at OxiaTime.com. Oxia has created a series of heirloom quality designs to celebrate the Buckeyes, including the limited edition Ryan Day autograph box sets. Equally impressive to the quality of their products is the quality of the people behind these watches. Go to OxiaTime.com to learn more on their backstory and claim your piece of Ohio State history. That's AXIATime.com.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on gas, groceries, delivery fees, and streaming options. With double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and exclusive savings for members, there's so much to love about Boost. Sign up for a Boost membership today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A beautiful finish to your Monday, but Tuesday, not the same. Temperatures today in the mid-70s, fair skies and light winds. A dry start to Tuesday, but 10 weather impact alert for the second half of the day into Tuesday night because of strong to severe thunderstorms, highs in the low 80s. With your 10 weather impact alert, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Dreaming of the day when the script Buckeyes become the permanent men's basketball uniforms. Yes, looking nice. This is the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
Oh, we just got to talking pizza here in the break. That's how it goes. Timmy Hall, Austin Ward. I've been doing... The way I've been explaining this to everyone is we had the Pizza Madness bracket that sort of took over the whole city, and I realized how much pizza I have not tried. And I've got my home base, and I went back there last week, and it was great to get back to Flyers. Love those guys, always will. And one of the things we're kind of doing for weekend fun, because, I mean, you know this better than anybody, Austin, covering the Buckeyes, when you get to this point when the crazy season is done, it's almost like you need some time to decompress before you even want to think about taking a family vacation. And so just seeing a Saturday and Sunday on the calendar where, I don't have anything but a flag football game Sunday at 4 o'clock. Oh, thank God, So let's go out, get a little pizza on Saturday. We're staying in town this weekend. So we've been doing that the last few weeks and did Bexley Pizza Plus on Saturday. Really good. Really good.
I think you've got to turn this into more regular, like, public content.
Well, like, I've been doing posts.
I know that they go up.
Turn it into video.
I think it's got to be.
Yeah,
it's got to be out there.
Yeah, there's been some thought in that because there's probably going to be 30 or 40 more.
Gosh,
by the time we get to next year.
Well, no one's ever really done pizza reviews on the internet before,
right,
so this could be a new thing.
Right.
What if you took
What if I took
3
a bite?
bites?
Yeah, 3 bites? Nobody knows the rules.
There don't have to be rules.
No. Why would there be rules?
Who needs rules anyway?
3 slices. Nobody knows the rules. I want to have half the pizza.
Large pizza. Don't tell me what to do.
You know what? I think 1 bite kind of sucks.
It's not enough.
I think you should eat the whole entire pizza.
How are you supposed to know? Like, the crust is still an important part.
No slice left behind.
Yeah, you got to finish
that.
that.
No, so Bexley Pizza Plus, though, I was hoping to try Torita's. Full recommendation from, Common Man and people I've talked to around here. I believe it's a carry-out only, and they open most days at 4, which is fine, but it wasn't open for lunch hours. So we needed a spot that was open because we were going around 12:30, whatever. I would like to encourage most pizza places to be open at noon on a Saturday because having pizza lunch is good. It's really good.
I'm not opposed to them opening at 9 a.m.
Open it, sure. Yes.
If it's Saturday, like, breakfast pizza is fine.
You like to watch soccer, so your day could get going a little bit earlier on the weekend. So open up earlier. Breakfast pizza.
Especially football time.
I mean,
if we have one of those, games in Europe or even college football games, sometimes we got to get up and moving about at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
F1 race,
Right. There's plenty.
And I will
Open
order.
Championship coming up here in July.
I will order a pizza at any time of day.
You're a good man.
If you're concerned about it, Pizza Companies of Columbus, I'm your guy.
That's why I've always liked them. So,
and I can eat pizza on the weekend because that fits in with my rules.
And people are asking me, like, what's your waistline doing? I'm like, well, look, like I'm going with other people and
mind your business.
Is it really even that tough of a deal to have pizza once a week? What Americans don't have pizza once a week?
Nobody I want to know.
Friday night is typically the classic American pizza night, right? And we don't have a stipulated night. And I respect any family that does. I'm more power to you. We have never really been one of those families where it's like every night of the week is this.
Taco Tuesday.
Right. We go with what we feel like. We wake up in the morning, we decide what's itching us. We're like, you know what? It's a Thursday night. We haven't had pizza since last Wednesday. Let's do it.
That's too late.
Tonight's the pizza night.
You can't go 8 days without pizza.
Right? So you have to do it that night.
Yeah.
You wake up and you know that you've been 8 days. You're like, well, we're not waiting until Friday.
Something's wrong here.
Exactly. So Bexley Pizza Plus, little bit of a medium thickness crust in my mind, and I thought it was just very solid. Sauce was good. Sauce to cheese to topping distribution was solid. I got a sausage pep and a pepperoni. I won't say the sausage blew me away in any capacity. It wasn't memorable, but overall the pie and the medium density crust and how the crispiness was held with almost all of those bites, I thought it was a really good pie. So I gave it a 7.5 out of a 10.
Ooh.
And if you're in the area, it's right next to Rubino's, which is another one I've heard is solid. Give it a try. Give it a try. And let me know other places that I need to check out. You know where you can go and find our Pizza Madness bracket, and that stuff is out there. Now, Austin, what I wanted to say to you was about the way that this Ohio State football team, I feel like they have really found a sweet spot, and it's not even just this year, but you walk it back a few years, the guys that have been leaving this team in the transfer portal, I feel like you could point to and say, that makes sense to me. I wish you well. You were probably a player that was never going to get past a certain spot on the depth chart. Maybe you put in a year or two or more of work and gave it your all, and you just have another thing in mind about trying to play college football. Even in a Kyle McCord situation, they just thought for what they needed to get accomplished in that year that they needed to do a little bit better. That was maybe the most business of decisions that we've seen in some time in the transfer portal. And look, they checked a box of bringing in a one-year QB, and they won the national championship with it. And on top of that, I think just the high-level acquisitions that they have made that have added to the team, it has been a perfect blend for me of hitting that portal the right way of what's coming in and the types of players that you might expect to leave. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, and I think this goes back to when free transfers and the portal and NIL really all came at once. And I think there was this notion that Ohio State was not being aggressive enough in the transfer portal. And I didn't really agree with that. And I can understand what the counter argument was, that maybe they could have taken one or two other guys that could have supplemented those rosters 3 or 4 years ago. And maybe that's true. We can't go back and look at it. But I felt like their approach, a more targeted approach, and retaining your roster first and foremost before spending outlandish sums of money from outside the program, who are, in most cases, not every case, a player who's going in the transfer portal, I'm not just talking about Ohio State here, but anybody, they're generally leaving for a reason. And you got to find out what that is.
Right. And you want to make sure that the one and only reason isn't just getting paid.
That's right.
You want to know that they're actually about something.
And maybe there's a reason that they weren't getting the playing time that they wanted or the success that they wanted at other programs. So I think to just blindly say, well, former 5-stars, then Ohio State needs to get involved at this position or that position.
Right.
I don't think that was the right approach. And so, we can go relitigate case by case if we want over the last 5 years. But I think by and large, the way that Ohio State is approaching the transfer portal, you show me one program, Timmy, that has had success living in the transfer portal year after year after year. We know who the usual suspects are in the programs. How did it work for Ole Miss last year to just go out? What was the culture like at Miami?
Yeah.
What has happened to Michigan State trying to live that way?
Those programs are hitting a ceiling. And some of those names you just mentioned, their record might not have been atrocious, but they weren't going to compete. I mean, what was Lane Kiffin doing? He was sitting at home yelling about why we should be in the college football playoff and Clemson or SMU shouldn't.
Well, maybe score a second-half touchdown against Florida. I don't know. That would help. But
maybe don't lose a third game, and then you would have been in.
Beat Kentucky.
That's the way it goes.
And again, I mean, that's sort of like, maybe punching down at this point or whatever. But I think the teams that we know do primarily try and build their roster through the transfer portal, it's not sustainable. And it may lead to some short-term success, and programs may hit on it. Indiana did a year ago. Well, we'll see. Maybe there's a chance that Cignetti has got a more long-term view and will upgrade the recruiting, and the Hoosiers can be its program that's built to last. We'll see. I think there's a danger of just immediately assuming that you did it one time that's going to work over and over, because Mel Tucker, I think, serves as the primary example that doesn't work.
Oh, my God. He's so bad. He was so bad. Like, good for the first year or two, never seen a crash and burn quite as awesome as that one with Mel Tucker.
It was It was spectacular.
It was a spectacular thing to watch. But I think when you're Ohio State, most of it has to stay. You build your team still through recruiting. Au natural, 17, 18-year-old young men. You develop them. You scout them out. You find out where that talent base is going to be. And then you bring in your 20 to 30 players in a class. And then it's going to be a steady flow, a lazy river, if you will, of getting through that first year, second year, third year in some cases. And the guys that develop can become star players, and they wait their time. They learn behind other great players, and they learn more than just the skill on the football field. They're learning how to be dare I say it, how to be a professional. I think that's one thing that this program, as evidenced by seeing 14 guys go, as I took a big gulp there for the second time today, that's what you get. And I think they're managing this, they're navigating this the right way.
And I think that, this has come up a lot, to use another Ohio State cliche with the theory versus the testimony. This class, I think, is the prime example, the draft class I'm talking about,
right,
of the decision where it's retention, where it's development, whether that is taking advantage of NIL opportunities, whether that is preparing yourself to be ready for the NFL when that time comes, to make sure that you can get to a second contract. We're going to look back probably in 3 or 4 years when these options come up, and they're like, well, you have 14 guys got drafted, and then 7 or 8 of them got to their second deal. Like, that's where the true payoff comes. And this is not just for 2025, but you look at the last few classes and the dollar signs and the huge piles of money when you're talking about the Bosas and Terry McLaurin and on down everybody that's getting to these second deals. That's where it truly pays off. So it's the benefit of development in the short term and what that means in the long run, where Ohio State, I think, Timmy, does have that figured out.
Yeah.
And all these guys could have leapt for bigger paydays than they got. And they got good ones at Ohio State. I'm not saying they didn't, but when you added in everything that was available to them, how are you going to top that elsewhere? And where are you going to get that same level of preparation plus current, NIL opportunities plus national championship experience? Like, everything was right there available to it. And that's why some guys do leave, and you can understand why, and they have their reasons. You ran that down. They're not going to keep everyone. But by and large, they've got a bunch of guys who do want to be part of it for the long haul.
That's the thing. And not everybody has to get the exact highest dollar amount that they could get on the open market, because you got to weigh more than just one thing.
Yeah.
When I'm cutting my grass, I got to weigh a lot of things. I got the conditions out there. I got the putting green I have to navigate around.
Yeah.
I got my neighbor's jungle that's creeping over into my yard. There's a lot of factors. There's a lot of factors at play. We're going to get you guys caught up with everything happening around the Block-O, including a pretty important road trip for another team in particular. That's in 2 minutes. Austin Ward is here. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Ever wonder where your go-to maintenance person gets the metal products they need to fix yours and everyone else's problems? The best in the business go to Metal Supermarkets for their wide variety of metal products and shapes to tackle projects from simple to complex. Metal Supermarkets is your source for all metals cut to size and ready fast. No minimum order with maximum service. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or at Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
When it comes to trucks, Toyota gives you the power of choice. Now through April 30th, get 2.99 APR financing or up to $3,000 customer cash on a powerful new 25 Tundra, depending on model. Excludes TRD Pro. Or lease a 25 Tundra SR Crew Max for $449 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. with approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If the colors scarlet and gray made a sound, that sound would be this. This is the Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall, Austin Ward, all you fine Buckeye fans out there, thank you for checking out the show here on a nice Monday. If you miss any of it at all, you know they get libraried on our YouTube channel. That's a way to actually watch it back instead of just listening. And then the audio version, the old classic podcast.
The standby.
Yeah, right. Anywhere you get your audio, it's always there, free of charge. Download, subscribe, and check it out anywhere you get your sound. So I got to go a little baseball at you for just a second because we're seeing SNY. We have the baseball package, which is awesome, so we can watch whatever we want. And the Mets did good things today.
We didn't put this game on.
No, this was just on the screen. Yeah, I didn't actually click to this.
The person that was sitting in the seat before me.
T-Bone Mets. You guys know that. So Brandon Nimmo is up there. And Austin, like a good Big Sky boy, knows exactly where Brandon Nimmo hails from. And I wouldn't have known that. And you're like,
Cheyenne's finest, baby.
Cheyenne guy, 32 years old, Brandon Nimmo. I look him up real quick. He was only hitting 192 coming into this game. That's not a good year for a guy like Brandon Nimmo. But today, they shellacked the Nats 19-5. Not nearly as bad as what the Reds did to my Birds a couple weekends ago when Charlie Morton was on the hill. That was, I think, 24-4. The Reds did the Orioles.
You don't want to see those double-digit beatdowns.
But Brandon Nimmo, he had 9 RBIs today. He went 4 for 6, had 2 dingers, 9 RBIs, and 4 runs. Now, the kicker on this is that he had all 9 of those RBIs from the 6th to the 8th inning. There it was.
Well, why spread it around? Just knock it all out at once.
That's where that happened.
Get the job done and move on.
That is where it was sandwiched right there. So, unbelievable job, Brandon Nimmo. I'm sure that batting average is about to go up. I have to click on the box for this game now just to see how many runs they scored in that inning. So they had 3 in the 6th. It was pretty steady. 3 in the 6th, 5 in the 7th inning, 4 runs in the 8th, and 4 runs in the 9th. And the Nationals scored all 5 of their runs in the 8th. So that would have been an entertaining 7th, 8th, and 9th.
It was on the whole time, Timmy.
At Nats Park. And we didn't pay attention to any of it.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it was the game was on our screen
that a proud son of the Equality State was out there bashing grand slams.
Way to go, Brandon Nimmo. From the Buckeye Show to you. Fantastic game.
Kudos to you.
Nice day at the plate.
Fellow Wyomingite.
Fellow Wyoming dude. So, looking around the block a little bit, how about the men's lacrosse program right now? We had Nick Myers on the show a couple weeks ago. You want to know what the Myers family pizza spot is?
I'd love to know what it is.
They're doing 3 right now.
Got a little rotation?
He started off with Dewey's. That's the go-to. It's a good pick.
Okay.
They're UA guys. So Dewey's is good. Then they cycle in Tommy's, which was our champ. That's our citywide Pizza Madness champion. Cannot go wrong. And Bren's.
Ooh.
You had Bren's yet?
I have not.
Me neither.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of good things about that. I've had the other 2, and I would absolutely sign off on those 2. And I've heard enough talk about Bren's that I'd basically just tell you to sign off on that one as well. But the men's lacrosse team, this could be the season's not done yet, so you don't want to say it's the best season in school history, right? But so far with what they've done, winning the Big Ten championship, the way they came back against Michigan to do that, so far, so good. Highest ranking. They've achieved all those good things. And Nick's been around here for a long time, and he has finally built this up the way they wanted. They got the new facility out there.
Beautiful.
In the complex. It's great. I've caught a game there myself, and they're going to go back to Ann Arbor. It's all Ann Arbor right now. They had to go there to beat Michigan, and they got to go right back there for the Big Ten tournament, and it'll start with them playing Rutgers on Thursday, May 1. So I'm not too worried about them with the way that they're playing, but they're I mean, when you get to this level, when you get into the NCAA tournament, you start going up against the very best of the best. They know that. They're prepared for it, but it will be tough.
Yeah, it only gets harder from here.
Yeah.
You've already accomplished something that you can't get complacent. You got to keep pushing forward. I'm happy to see my guy, our guy, Justin Tuma. Call it the Tuma effect there. Anybody
the Tuma effect. It's not the Tuma, or it is a Tuma.
Anybody who's been out there and held a little Dottie Pepper trophy in their hands at the Ridge Golf and Gardens is always going to be A-okay in my book. So we got him on the coaching staff.
He played?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's even better.
I mean,
so he swings the sticks too.
He's a monster. He's got those lacrosse hands, just flipping the wrists. I mean, he's driving par fours like they're nothing. I mean, he is a bad dude.
Man, so right now the Buckeyes are top 10 in the country. Maryland, Princeton, Cornell, Penn State, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Duke, Ohio State. So all that talent in the Big Ten, and they win that league.
It's big time.
That's pretty impressive. I think they lost their game to Maryland, second to last game of the regular season, but they're still able to get it done.
Flush it. Move on.
Caleb Fyock, big tasty, one of the best goalies in the nation right now. Okay. So with a nickname like that and to be able to play that way, that's what you want to see. This is, to me, like, baseline, I'm not a lacrosse player. Full disclosure.
What?
Didn't play lacrosse, never played a lick of it.
Are you sure?
It was very popular at my school in Virginia. A lot of friends growing up were playing it from the time they were 10, 11, 12. And I think most people would agree that is a sport that is dominated out east. And then it has slowly started to migrate towards the Midwest. And that's obviously not saying that teams in the Midwest, programs out here cannot pick it up. You're seeing evidence of that right here at Ohio State. But when you get to those classical East Coast schools like the Marylands, I mean, Johns Hopkins was always one of the powerhouses in lacrosse, right? Yep. I want to say the Buckeyes faced them and beat them this year. And they're still top 20. How are they 6-8 in top 20 as I'm looking at Johns Hopkins?
Tough schedule.
I don't know how
Strength
that works.
Schedule.
Yeah.
What's the RPI?
2 games under 500, and that's something that fits. But, teams like Syracuse, teams like North Carolina, programs like that, UVA.
It's nice of you to throw your guy a bone there. Rhyme time.
Right.
Just talk a little North Carolina lacrosse.
College football coach is such an insane, crazy person that I figured shout out one of his other programs back there. Good soccer at UNC too, right,
Jacob?
The
team is pretty loaded. And field hockey. Field hockey's
got
nuts.
a little dynasty there too?
Oh, yeah.
Was that the one where they had the field hockey player, their captain, spent 4 years and you know what, you're immediately going to become our coach?
Yeah, they won all 4 years. Won all 4 years as a national champion in school, and then immediately became the head coach.
Right to head coach.
Yeah.
So wow. You know what you're doing.
Jason Kidd factor in college sports.
With something else.
Wow. Field hockey. CBS Sports. So, what was I going to say? Who's your didn't you guys have a famous soccer coach too? Women's soccer? Anson Dorrance, does that name ring a bell?
No.
I want to say North Carolina women's soccer. Well, they had Mia Hamm, right, back in the day.
The coach of the field hockey team, her name is Erin Matson.
She's the one.
And she coached them to a national championship as well already.
How many years has she been in this?
Just a couple years.
2 years in? So she's 24 years old.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's the kind of field hockey analysis that you can only get on the Buckeye Show.
Right. That's great. Buckeye field hockey, we love them as well. And the other thing going on the Block O, or going around the Block O, men's tennis, they unfortunately lost to UCLA 4-3. That was yesterday. It was Ohio State's 21st straight year, though, being in the Big Ten finals. How amazing is that?
Now, here's a part where Big Ten expansion has made things a lot more difficult. Some of these non-revenue sports,
absolutely,
you're talking UCLA,
they're
USC,
really good. Top 20 or top 25 program.
Always going to be part of that. So it became a lot more difficult to win some of these. Like Ohio State has built a great, sustainable year-over-year program in men's tennis. They're always a factor. Women's tennis as well, very competitive. But it's a lot harder to win that Big Ten now because those Pac-12 sports, those teams down there in LA have invested in that a long time too.
No, that's a great point. The conference is blown up now. Winning, even in football, winning the championship, winning a conference championship, it's a big deal.
Yep.
Like in men's basketball, I'm honestly trying to imagine winning a conference championship in men's basketball, how competitive that sucker has gotten. And there's always going to be, it's different than football, it's different. The nature of the sport is. So there's going to be 5 or 6 schools that are really fighting tooth and nail in those final 2 weeks to get the job done. We're not seeing the Jared Sullinger type of teams that are 32-2, and you've got this thing wrapped up because 6 of the Big Ten teams suck in a given year. Like you're not getting that many gifted wins with the way the sport is. And a lot of the other ones are like that too. Back to where I was with men's tennis. They got the regionals coming up this week. They're still 26-3 and ranked number 6 in the country. So Ty Tucker and that program, he's got the facility named after him. I think it's been named the Ty Tucker for, a decade already?
Since it went up.
Since it went up?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, imagine that. Like, you're still living, breathing, coaching. They put your name on the building. Wow. Maybe they'll do that about you someday, Jacob. The producer's booth will have your name on the outside.
That'd
be
be pretty cool.
While you're still producing shows in it.
We'll see.
a little thing called women's tennis. They beat Michigan. Good for you. Awesome. They won the Big Ten championship.
Yeah. I mean, again, Ohio State across the entire Block O, the standard is up there. The standard is the standard. You want to compete at a high level, and a lot of programs are still doing that. So even though, football's over, spring camp is over, there's still a lot of things going on for teams trying to match what that team, a special team, accomplished, and a good chance that they might be able to do it.
All right, Austin, did anything beat Will Howard or Jack Sawyer from this weekend when it comes to the social media game? Sorry, Bengals, and sorry, Browns fans. We are going to look at hashtags next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Guess what? It's driving season, friends, and my friends at Jermaine Lexus are ready for you with their most popular models on the lot and ready to go with special APRs as low as 3.99%, up to 48 months, or 4.49%, up to 60 months with low lease payments starting at $389 per month on the 2025 NX. And if you're looking for a TX, they're finally available for immediate delivery. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. JermaineLexus.com.
Feeling unsure about preparing your roof for spring storms? Newman Roofing is here for you. For over 30 years, we've helped homeowners understand their roof's condition so they can make the best decision for their home. Stop worrying and call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit NewmanRoofing.com today. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Come on over to Heartland. Join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I always have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood. It's luscious. I swear by two things, water and Weed Man. Weed Man is locally owned and operated by Corbin and Audrey. They will make sure your lawn is weed-free and looking gorgeous. Of course, they get rid of weeds, but they also do aeration, mosquito control, grub control, crabgrass prevention, and flea and tick control for your four-legged friends. For a free quote, give them a call, 614-733-3747, weedmanusa.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Nashville's hottest band, Old Dominion, is coming to Great American Ballpark on July 10th as part of the Ohio Lottery post-game concert series. After the Reds take on the Marlins, all fans in attendance are invited to stay and enjoy a set from Old Dominion. Plus, you can upgrade your ticket to a pit field pass for an up-close view of the show. For tickets and more information, visit reds.com/concerts.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution specialists.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at The Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Timmy Hall, Austin Ward, our Buckeye football expert here at the station. Thanks for doing it tonight, man.
I'm always happy to be here with you, Timmy.
Austin's always here. Rhymer, rhyme time. Good on you as well. Good to see you feeling better.
Do we know if he's feeling better? He's got good balance.
Yeah, you're here.
My balance is still a little off, but we're doing good.
You are wobbling a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah, we're doing good though. We're powering through.
What happened? Did you just you tried to pop out of bed and you just went down?
No, I got up, sat there for like a few minutes and gathered myself, got ready, went downstairs, had some breakfast, and then still kind of a little wobbly. But then what really got me was turning the corner to go up the steps.
Oh, that you gotta
and
hairpin turns
right
Jacob.
into the wall.
Oh wow! you didn't pop into the drywall at all, did you?
No, I did not. Okay, there was no damage.
That masonry, that concrete, that can hurt.
Once I really lost my balance there, I was like, nope, I cannot do it.
Man, you ever get dizzy, Austin?
I don't think I've had anything quite like that.
Never had anything like that.
I don't think so. No.
What's the weirdest thing that ever took you down?
Boy,
I, of course, had a chili dog here in this last summer.
That was an experience, right?
Prevented me from doing an actual charity softball game the day of, and Tito had to come out of hiding and do it. That sucked.
I guess the strangest thing was I just had this gout flare up, right before getting on Awaken 180. And my dad had it.
Nothing like a case of gout.
I was like, well, maybe I do need to make some changes. Yeah, that's right. Because it was the worst pain you could feel, in the big toe and hobbling around, and I can't put any pressure on. It was a long-term thing, and I'm like,
Man.
I'm telling people well, what's wrong with your foot? And I'm like, well, I think it's gout. And you're not that old. You're 40, but you have gout already. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what to do.
Where are we at in society?
That's where that's where I'd land on that.
That's.
But it turns out that losing 50 pounds helped.
Losing all that weight does help, and lest we forget how important, how vital that big toe is.
Oh boy, it's critical.
Think how dizzy you'd be if you had an issue with the big toe. That stabilizes you there.
You know that game with the wiffle ball bat and you got it down on the ground.
Oh,
and
no.
around?
Yeah, I had to do
That's how I've constantly been feeling the past 2 days.
Oh my God, man, that's a good analogy or a good way to let people figure out how you're feeling. I was forced into the dizzy bat race at my local minor league baseball team growing up, the Prince William Cannons. It's a great name. And they sold out and then changed it to the Potomac Nationals and just started wearing the Nationals jerseys.
Weak.
Took a great name away. I mean, that's like the Clippers just calling themselves the Guardians. It's stupid. Don't do that. But I was forced to do that, and I threw up afterwards. I'm not a guy. I'm not a guy that can take the spinny rides. I cannot do it. I cannot. I'm pretty much done. We have Kings Island and Cedar Point in our great state, and Jack is entering the prime of his career in riding, and he's already got his gold pass for Cedar Point, and he's got another buddy in the neighborhood that's got one too. So we'll take him sometimes, and he'll go with their parents sometimes, and they'll have some fun. I've had to retire. He has to bring a buddy with him. If we go to these places, I cannot do it. There's maybe like a wooden coaster that I can do or two. Maybe I'll get on the Beast and Mystic Timbers down at KI. That's about it. I can't spin. I can't go upside down. No,
the coasters aren't doing it for me yet, but every time we've been Disney World or Disneyland, the last few trips, the teacups are just messing me up.
Absolutely not.
And Liberty's
No
like,
shot.
No.
Dad, you got to do it. And you can spin it as fast as possible. Like, you're so strong. And it messes me up for like the next hour and a half. And I'm out of whack. Don't have a balance. No other ride does that to me. And she's got things that she says she doesn't want to do. Right now, she hates Haunted Mansion. She says it's too scary. I'm like, it's not supposed to be scary, whatever.
Teacups,
we get into
man.
arguments about that. And she's like, well, you say you won't ride teacups anymore.
Oh, so well, I can't, honey, I can't.
I'm dying here.
Yeah, I can't. Teacups makes me sick. That's not happening. I'll never get on. Like the other thing too, tilt-a-whirl might even be worse than the teacups because it's kind of going up and down. Teacups is just spinning while spinning on two different axes. The tilt-a-whirl has that hump and the humps and the ridges to it.
That's right.
That's even double bad.
Up and down and around.
Oh my God.
I was forced by my wife to ride Space Mountain.
See,
But I'm not a big roller coaster guy. So, but like,
that sick?
I didn't get sick.
I feel like you could have just survived.
I felt a rush, and it just wasn't a fun rush.
I'd hope you feel a rush.
Yeah.
It'd be a sucky ride if you didn't.
Feels like if you remove the side elements and like Space Mountain's just in the dark, like maybe that would be more manageable for you than seeing everything flashing before your eyes.
Space Mountain's one of the rides I can remember going on my lone trip to Disney World when I was an 8-year-old kid. We watched Jim Lachey and the Washington Redskins win the Super Bowl while I was at Disney World.
Wow.
That's one of my...
No wonder you can't forget
It's
it.
one of my earliest, most vivid memories. We stayed at the Howard Johnson Suites in Orlando. I don't even know if that hotel or that facility is even still there. It might be. It might not. And we did our week and culminated with Super Bowl Sunday. And we're watching Jim Lachey, Art Monk, Mark Rippon, Gary Clark, Ricky Sanders, Ernest Biner, Charles Mann, Darryl Green, all the dudes. I think it's one of the greatest teams in NFL history, that team that year. They lost twice in the regular season, but the way that they were stacked, and they didn't even have to have a legendary quarterback to get it done. And Mark was great. Like, he put up numbers. But that was so much fun, like watching that team kick their ass. And then they went into a dark age the very next year.
I feel like you're just sitting here sucking up to Jim. Like, there's no way you were 8 breaking down offensive line play.
Right?
Jim Lachey and the
Hogs. They're the Hogs, man.
All right, maybe.
Joe Jacoby.
Maybe just
Joe.
All right.
Jeff Bostic. Like, they were dudes, man.
I think you had to brush up on that when you got turned 18.
I probably brushed up on it at some point, but they were great. Hey, so I've seen our friend Beamer is on the socials today. He had a good day on the course. I sure would like to know where he was playing.
We couldn't figure it out.
When I see golf pics and someone just say, had a nice day today, I need more. Yeah. I'm tickled.
Tell us where you are.
But good for Beam. I'm happy for Beam getting out on the golf course. That's nice. Yeah, we're talking about social media things. I thought Will Howard and Jack Sawyer, their calls and all that fun stuff, that was some of the good stuff. If you could stomach being either a Browns or a Bengals fan, but finding it in your heart to be happy for those guys getting their moment. And Jack just cursing like a sailor. It's just hilarious. Just watching him like doing something with his tongue, sitting there like, oh, S, man. Oh, F. Yeah, let's F and go. Oh, S. This is great. It's just hilarious. He's just hilarious.
The people of Pittsburgh will love him. There's no doubt about that.
And they do, as much as it pains me to say, for them to get a guy like Will Howard, where there's no risk at all with that. If he's the guy, it's an unbelievable story. He's a big dude. He's a Pennsylvania kid. Getting that opportunity as a 6th-round pick, you saw how excited he was. And then you saw a lot of the Will Howard, Jack Sawyer video from after his scoop and Sawyer, where he's just animated, just on his shoulder pads, pounding away, right? It's great.
I told Uncle Bo earlier today during his show, and we were talking, and he said, Will Howard with that fit and Jack Sawyer going to Pittsburgh. It's like,
I know.
Liberty's watching, and she's like, Dad,
it's ugly.
Will Howard's there. Like, I think I like the Steelers now. I'm like, no, that's not how this works,
That's not
sweetie.
how it goes. Yeah.
Forget about that.
There will be more Buckeyes turned Bengals.
But like you said, the Bengals needed to get it together.
They need
because
more.
that number is too low right
They
now.
got Seth right now, and it was a nice pickup, but they need more. Austin, thanks a lot. We'll see you soon, buddy.
You got it.
Reimer, thanks as well. Coming up, the Browns review show. Little draft talk. It's next on The Fan.
Oh, hey, the best football team in the country's on the best radio station in the country. Congratulations, Buckeyes. Here's to 100 more years together. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. April's a great time to spruce up around your house, like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh. Especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. There's no limit to how much you could save, and if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door too. Plus, with 0% financing, 0 down, and no monthly payments, you could get new windows and pay nothing until 2027. How do they do it? Well, Window Nation partners with the top window manufacturers in the nation to build windows to their high-quality specs. Then they pass the savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the price of those other brands. Just imagine what you could do with all that extra money. Hurry, the sale ends soon, so don't miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 free and pay nothing until 2027. Schedule your estimate right now at 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. One more time, that's Buy 4, Get 4 free from Window Nation, 866-90NATION or windownation.com.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Ohio State National Champions. Celebrate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State history with an heirloom quality timepiece handcrafted by Oxia Time. Available in a broad range of styles and prices to appeal to that true Buckeye fan. If you want something extra special, check out the limited edition Ryan Day autographed box sets. These exclusive box sets won't be available long. Act fast and get yours before they are gone for good. All watches tell time. These tell the time of your life. Order yours today at AXIAtime.com.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives.